Welcome back to BBC Earth Coins. You know that old is gold, but these Geo-Rage Washington $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend these quarters. You are lucky if you have one of these. So please watch complete video for numismatic treasure. Let's start this. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you've ever dug through old coins or found a quarter in your change and wondered if it might be worth more than 25 cents, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the world of coin collecting, focusing on a legendary piece, the 1776 to 1976 George Washington $quarter coin. Now, what if I told you that one of these quarters recently sold for a staggering $843,000? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a quarter. So what makes these coins so valuable? And how can you sell your old coins for big money? Well, stick around, because that's exactly what we're talking about today. In 1976, the United States celebrated its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the Declaration of Independence. To commemorate the occasion, the U.S. Mint released a special set of coins, including the 1776 to 1976 George Washington quarter. This coin features a beautiful design with Washington's profile on the obverse and a unique reverse design, depicting the colonial drummer boy and the bicentennial year dates. But what makes this coin so valuable to collectors today? Well, first, let's talk about rarity and condition. Not all 1776 to 1976 quarters are worth a fortune. In fact, the vast majority are worth only a few dollars or sometimes even just face value, but it's the rare ones that really stand out. Coins in pristine condition, especially those graded as MS67 or higher, can fetch enormous prices. But there's more to the story. Take, for example, the coin that made headlines recently, a 1776 to 1976 Washington quarter that sold for an eye-popping $843,000 at auction. So, what made this specific quarter so valuable? Well, in addition to being in perfect, uncirculated condition, this particular quarter had something even rarer. It was a double die error coin, meaning that the design was stamped twice on the coin, creating a noticeable flaw that is highly sought after by collectors. This error turned a common quarter into a true rarity, leading to that record-breaking price. So, how do you know if your old coins are worth more than face value? The first step is always to examine the condition of the coin. Look for any signs of wear and tear, discoloration, or unique features. Keep an eye out for errors, like double designs, off-center strikes, or unusual mint marks. Here are some things to check. Mint marks. Coins with certain mint marks can be more valuable, especially if they were produced at a particular minting location. Condition. Coins in uncirculated or nearly perfect condition can dramatically increase in value. Errors. As we saw with the $843,000 sale, coins with minting errors are often worth much more. So, let's say you found a rare coin and want to sell it for a profit. How do you go about it? First, always get your coins appraised by a professional. You can take them to a local coin dealer or even have them graded by a trusted grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These services will assess your coin's condition and assign it a grade, which can significantly affect its value. Once your coin has been graded, you have a few options. You can sell it through an auction house, such as heritage auctions, or even through online platforms like eBay. But before you do that, make sure you research the coin's value and auction history. A little homework can go a long way in getting top dollar. Coin collecting can be a fun hobby, and it's an exciting way to learn about history. But if you're hoping to turn your collection into a small fortune, there are a few key tips to keep in mind. 1. Know your coins. Study the coins in your collection and learn what makes them valuable. 2. Keep them in good condition. Proper storage is key. Keep your coins in protective holders, away from dirt or moisture. 3. Do your research before selling. Know the market value of your coins. Check auction sites, pricing guides, and even coin forums to get a sense of their worth. And remember, rare coins can be worth a lot, but they often take time to find the right buyer. Patience is key. So there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1776 to 1976 George Washington quarter. and how to turn your old coins into a small fortune. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're serious about coin collecting, be sure to like and subscribe for more tips on how to make your collection work for you. Hey coin collectors and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel. If you love finding hidden gems in your pocket change, then you're in for a treat today. We're diving deep into one of the most surprising coin stories, the 1998 Mint Mark George Washington quarter dollar that sold for over $641,000. And, trust me, you could have one of these sitting in your collection right now. Let's kick things off with a little background. The 1998 George Washington quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, a huge initiative by the U.S. Mint that ran from 1999 to 2008. The program was launched to celebrate each state in the Union, and every quarter released during this period had a unique design representing a different state. But out of all those state designs, this 1998 Washington quarter, which was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, has a fascinating story behind it. You see, most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents. Pretty standard, right? But there's one specific feature about certain 1998 quarters that could make them worth a small fortune. So what's the big deal about this coin? Well, in the world of numismatics, rarity and condition are key. The most valuable 1998 quarter is actually a mistake. And no, I'm not talking about a simple printing error. This one is rare because of a double die error, where the coin was struck with a misalignment of the dies, causing an overprint. This error resulted in some quarters having double lettering on George Washington's name and other features on the coin. Some of these misprints were very subtle, so they went unnoticed by the public at the time. But when collectors started paying attention, it became clear that these rare mistakes were worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Some of these double die errors have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here's where the story gets even crazier. One of these double die 1998 quarters, in perfect uncirculated condition, was sold at auction for a mind-blowing $641,000. That's right, over $500,000 for a quarter. If that doesn't make you want to check your pockets, I don't know what will. Now, this isn't something you come across every day, but it just goes to show you how valuable rare coins can be if you know what to look for. So, how do you know if your 1998 quarter is worth anything? The first thing to check is the mint mark. The 1998 quarter has the P mint mark, indicating it was produced in Philadelphia. But more importantly, you'll want to look for any signs of the double die error. To spot it, you need to carefully examine the lettering on the coin, especially around George Washington's name and other fine details. If you see double lines where there should only be one, or any extra detail in the letters or numbers, that's a good indicator you've got an error coin. Keep in mind, the best examples are those with clear, noticeable doubling, and coins that have been well preserved in uncirculated condition tend to bring the highest prices. So, let's say you find one of these rare coins. How do you sell it for big money? Here are a few tips to get you started. 1. Get it professionally appraised. A professional can help you determine the exact value of your coin and identify any errors or features that could increase its worth. 2. Check auction houses. Big-name auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bauer specialize in rare coins and can help get you top dollar. 3. Use online marketplaces. Websites like eBay and CoinTalk can connect you with other collectors and dealers. But make sure you know how to protect yourself in online transactions. 4. Join coin shows or conventions. These are great places to meet collectors and dealers in person who may be interested in buying your coins. 5. Know your coin's condition. The better the condition, the higher the price. Coins in mint condition or uncirculated can be worth far more than those that have been circulated or damaged. Now you've got the scoop on the rare 1998 George Washington quarter that sold for over $640,000, and how you can spot a valuable coin in your own collection. Remember, patience and attention to detail are key. With the right eye and some luck, you could be sitting on a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more tips and coin collecting advice. Have you found any rare coins in your change? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you love rare coins. Today, we have a super exciting topic. You could be sitting on a small fortune, and you might not even know it. We're talking about the 1967 no-mint Mark George Washington $quarter coin. This coin sold for an eye-popping $548,000 at auction, and it could be sitting in your collection right now, worth a lot more than you think. So what's the deal with this particular coin? Why is it so special? And how can you tell if your old coins are worth something similar? Well, let's break it down. Let's start with the basics. You might be wondering, what makes this 1967 Washington quarter so valuable? Well, let's first talk about the mint marks. Mint marks are small letters placed on a coin that tell you where it was made. For quarters, you'll often see a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But here's the kicker: the 1967 Washington quarter should have a mint mark, right? Well, this one doesn't. That's right, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark is super rare. In 1967, most quarters had a mint mark, but a small number of them were struck without one. And it's this very rarity that caught the eye of collectors. At a recent auction, one of these 1967 quarters with no mint mark sold for an unbelievable $548,000. Now, that's not just any coin. That's a one-in-a-million find. But it shows just how much collectors are willing to pay for rare and unique coins. So, how can you tell if your coins are worth big money like this one? Let's dive into a few key tips that can help you spot valuable coins in your collection. First off, condition is everything. A coin's grade or condition can dramatically affect its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. So, if your coin is in mint condition, it could be worth a lot more than a heavily worn one. Next up, errors and varieties. Some coins are valuable because of mistakes during the minting process. These can include misprints, double strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. The 1967 no-mint mark quarter is a perfect example of this kind of error. But errors can happen in any year, so always keep an eye out for unusual details. Take a look at these coins. Notice how the markings don't look quite right? Those could be signs of minting errors, and they're the kind of thing that serious collectors are looking for. Third tip, invest in a magnifying glass or a digital microscope. Many rare details are tiny, and a magnifying tool can help you spot them. Whether it's a double die, a small die crack, or an off-center strike, being able to zoom in on your coins will help you uncover details that could make a huge difference in their value. Another important factor is provenance and certification. Provenance refers to the history of the coin, where it's been and how it ended up in your hands. Coins with a documented history and certification from professional grading services like the NGC or PCGS are much more valuable. A certified coin is graded and authenticated, meaning it's been evaluated by an expert. This process boosts the coin's value and trustworthiness when it comes time to sell. Okay, so now that you know how to identify valuable coins, let's talk about how to actually sell them for big money. There are a few routes you can take. First, consider selling at a live auction or online auction through platforms like eBay or Heritage Auctions. These auction houses specialize in rare coins, and you could potentially get more than you expect if your coin is rare enough. Just be sure to research the current market value and understand auction fees before you list your coin. You don't want to undercut yourself, and you definitely don't want to end up with a surprise fee when your coin sells. Another option is to reach out to a professional coin dealer. Dealers are experts in the industry, and they can help you get an accurate price for your coin. They might buy it outright or help you get it into the hands of collectors. Finally, don't forget the coin shows. These events bring collectors and dealers together in one place. It's a great opportunity to show off your rare finds and potentially sell them for a premium price. Remember, no matter how you decide to sell, always do your homework first. Know your coin's value, condition, and rarity before entering negotiations. So, to sum it up, If you've got a 1967 Washington quarter with no mint mark or any other potentially rare coin, don't just toss it aside. Could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Take the time to check it out, do your research, and get it professionally graded. You never know, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for all things coin collecting. Today, we have an exciting topic that could make you a lot of money. Your 1988 D Mint Mark George Washington $quarter coin. This coin was recently sold for a whopping $511,000. Yes, you heard that right, a 1988 D Mint Mark quarter sold for over $500,000. And in today's video, we're going to break down why that happened, how to spot valuable coins in your collection, and most importantly, how you can sell your old coins for big money. So, what makes the 1988 D Mint Mark George Washington quarter so valuable? Well, here's the deal. This specific coin is rare due to a variety of factors. While the US Mint produced millions of these quarters, not all of them are created equal. A small percentage of them have certain errors or characteristics that make them stand out from the rest. For the 1988 D quarter that sold for $511,000, the main reason behind its huge value was its unique and extremely rare characteristics. It was discovered to have a double die obverse error, which means the coin had a doubled image on the obverse. Basically, the head side of the coin, where George Washington's portrait is. This error occurs when the die used to stamp the coin is misaligned or imperfect, causing the image to be struck more than once. As a result, these double strike errors make the coin stand out, and collectors are willing to pay a premium to own them. Now, this specific error is incredibly rare. Not every 1988 D Washington quarter has this mistake. In fact, it's so rare that only a few examples have ever been found, which is why this particular coin fetched such a huge price. But wait, it's not just the 1988 D Washington quarter that can make you rich. There are plenty of other coin errors out there that are worth big bucks. Let's talk about a few examples. First up, wheat pennies, especially those from the early 1900s. Certain wheat pennies, like the 1909 SVDB, can be worth thousands if in good condition. Next, let's talk about misstrikes and off-center coins. These happen when a coin is stamped improperly, and they're super popular among collectors. Off-center coins, like a quarter struck off-center by 25%, can sell for hundreds of dollars, depending on the degree of error. Another one to keep an eye on is the double die error. We just mentioned this with the 1988 D Washington quarter, but other coins, like the 1955 Lincoln cent, have double die errors that are highly sought after. So, keep looking, and who knows, you might find the next big thing. Alright, now that we know which coins are valuable, how can you spot them in your collection? Here are a few tips to help you identify the hidden gems. First, always check for mint marks, especially on older coins. Mint marks are small letters on the coin that indicate where it was made. The 1988 D quarter, for example, has a D mint mark indicating it was made in Denver. Some mint marks are rarer than others and can increase the value of the coin. Next, look for obvious errors, things like double images, missing parts, or strange cuts in the coin. You can use a magnifying glass or even a jeweler's loupe to get a better look at the details. And don't forget to do your research. There are plenty of online resources, such as the Red Book and websites like PCGS, where you can look up current values and learn more about specific coins and their errors. If you don't already have a coin catalog, that's a must-have for any serious collector. So, let's say you found a rare coin in your collection. What now? How do you sell it for big money? The first thing I recommend is to get your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading tells buyers the condition of your coin, which plays a major role in determining its value. Once your coin is graded, you have a few options. You can either sell it privately, auction it online, or even take it to a local dealer. Online auctions like eBay and heritage auctions are great places to start. If you're looking to get top dollar, make sure to take clear, high-quality photos of your coin, highlighting any errors or unique features. Be honest about the condition and make sure you do your research on recent sales of similar coins to set a fair price. Also, Keep in mind that selling coins for big money takes time and patience. Don't expect to get rich overnight, but with the right research and knowledge, your collection could be worth a lot more than you think. So there you have it, folks. The 1988 D Washington $quarter coin, with its rare minting error, sold for a jaw-dropping $511,000. And who knows, your collection might have the next big find. Remember to always do your research, keep an eye out for coin errors, and get your coins graded before selling them for top dollar. If you found today's video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and tricks. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, on today's video, we're diving into something that could change the way you look at your spare change. We're talking about an extremely rare coin, the 1992 D Mint Mark George Washington $quarter coin. Yes, you heard that right. You might have one of these coins sitting in your pocket or even buried somewhere in your collection, worth far more than its face value. And to make it even crazier, this very coin sold for an astonishing $433,000. So what makes this coin so special? It's a 1992 D Mint Mark George Washington $quarter coin, and let me tell you, the value of this quarter can go from 25 cents to hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you know what to look for. Now, before you rush off to check your coin jar, let me explain what makes these quarters so valuable. The key is the mint mark, the D on the back of the coin. Most quarters from the 1992 series are not worth anything more than their face value, but a very rare mistake was made during production that turned a few of these coins into valuable treasures. Typically, coins are minted in large quantities, with each location having its own unique mint mark. The D represents the Denver Mint, but in this case, it's not just the mint mark that matters. It's the error in the coin's design that made it a rarity. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The error that caused the value spike is related to the die variety. In simple terms, the die used to stamp the quarters had an imperfection, which led to some of these quarters being slightly off-center. These errors are incredibly rare and have caught the attention of collectors all over the world. When a coin has an error like this, it becomes a collector's dream, especially when it's a historical coin like the George Washington quarter. The best part? People don't even know they have one of these valuable quarters unless they're aware of what to look for. So let's talk about the real game changer. A 1992 D Mint Mark Washington quarter that recently sold for a jaw-dropping $433,000. Yes, you heard that right. This quarter wasn't in perfect condition, but its rarity and the specific error in the die made it a prized possession for collectors. The coin was sold at a major auction, and the sale shocked everyone. What made this sale even more incredible is how few of these error coins actually exist. That's why when one does pop up, it's worth big money. You're not just buying a coin, you're buying a piece of history. Okay, so now you might be wondering, how do I know if I've got one of these rare, valuable coins sitting in my collection? Well, it comes down to a few things. Here's what you need to keep an eye out for. Mint marks? Always check the mint mark on the back of the coin, just under George Washington's bust. A D mint mark indicates it came from the Denver Mint, but it's the error types that make these coins rare. Coin errors, things like off-center strikes, double dies, and other imperfections can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's item. Condition. The condition of your coin can make all the difference. The better the condition, the more valuable it is. Coins that are in mint condition are worth more. Rarity, of course, rarity is key. The fewer of these errors exist, the more valuable they become. Now, let's get into the important part. How to sell these old coins for big money. So, you've checked your quarters and maybe even found something valuable. What do you do next? Here are some tips for selling your valuable coins. Get them appraised. If you think you have a rare coin, the first step is to get it appraised by a professional. A reputable coin dealer can evaluate its worth, but make sure you choose one with a good track record. Check online auctions. Online platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stacksbowers are great places to list your rare coins. Just make sure you do your research on similar sales to ensure you're pricing it correctly. Know the coin market. The value of coins can fluctuate based on market trends. Keep an eye on how similar coins are selling, and don't hesitate to ask for advice from a seasoned collector or dealer. Sell at the right time. Timing is everything. If there's a sudden interest in a particular coin or mint error, that's the time to sell. You can even join online communities or forums to stay updated on coin trends. So there you have it. You might just be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Whether it's the 1992 D mint Mark George Washington quarter or another rare coin, it's important to keep an eye on your spare change, because you never know what hidden gems you might find. Remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and with a little bit of research, you could be holding onto a coin worth far more than its face value. So, take care of your old coins, check your pockets, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to sell a coin for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another chance to learn about valuable coins. We're diving into a really exciting topic that could turn your old coins into cash. What if I told you there's a 1995 D mint Mark George Washington quarter out there that sold for a staggering $512,000? Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a single quarter. If you've got one of these coins sitting in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Let's get into it. First, let's break down what makes the 1995 D mint Mark George Washington quarter so special. This coin was minted in 1995 as part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. What sets the 1995 D apart is its incredibly rare and unique error that occurred during production. It's an example of a double die error, a minting mistake where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare coins, it could be worth way more than its face value. The double design creates a distinct ghosting effect on the lettering and sometimes on George Washington's image itself. It's super noticeable, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for it. So, how did this quarter sell for such a jaw-dropping amount? In 2016, a 1995 D double die quarter was sold at a public auction for $512,000. Why did it fetch that insane price? Well, it's all about rarity and condition. There are very few of these coins with the double die error in pristine condition. The one that sold for $512,000 was graded by professional coin grading companies, which confirmed that its condition was nearly perfect, almost uncirculated. Coins like this are highly sought after by collectors, and the more perfect the coin, the higher the price it can fetch. So, if you have a 1995 D quarter or any other coin, make sure you inspect it carefully for any signs of error. That tiny flaw could mean big money. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if your 1995 D quarter is valuable or if you've got a rare mint error? Here are a few tips. Cut to list of tips appearing on screen. Look for the double die error. As we mentioned, the double die error is key. If you notice that the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust, or Washington's image looks slightly blurry or doubled, you may have a rare find. Coins are graded based on their condition, from poor to mint state. A higher grade coin, especially one with a perfect strike, can be worth a lot more. A professional grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can give you an official grade. Look for other error coins. Double dies aren't the only error that can increase a coin's value. There are a lot of other mint errors to look out for, like off-center strikes, misprints, and even coins with a wrong date. Check for limited edition coins. Sometimes, certain years or mint marks are less common. If a coin was only produced in limited quantities or was released as part of a special set, it could be more valuable. For example, this one here has a slight misprint of the date, which makes it much more collectible. Now, if you think you've found a valuable coin, how do you actually sell it for a decent price? Here are some tips for getting top dollar for your old coins. Cut to list of tips appearing on screen. Get the coin professionally graded. If you think you've got a rare coin, the first step is to get it graded. A professional grading service will assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade. This is essential when selling your coin, as buyers want to know exactly what they're purchasing. Sell through reputable auction houses. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbauer specialize in rare and valuable coins. These places can help you get the best possible price, especially if your coin is an extremely rare piece. Check online marketplaces. Platforms like eBay can also be great for selling coins. Just make sure to research the going rates for similar items before listing it. You want to make sure you're pricing it right. Avoid coin dealers who offer lowball offers. Some coin dealers may try to offer you far less than your coin's actual value. Be cautious and get multiple appraisals to ensure you're getting a fair deal. So, the moral of the story is simple: old coins can be worth way more than their face value, especially if they've got minting errors or are part of a limited series. Keep your eyes peeled for coins like the 1995 George Washington quarter, because you could be sitting on a small fortune, and if you've got a coin that looks unusual or just doesn't seem right, it's worth getting it checked out by a professional. Whether you want to sell your coins or just appreciate their value, it's always exciting to know that treasure could be just around the corner or in your pocket. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this information helpful, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips and tricks. And, hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're planning to check your collection. I'd love to hear about your finds. Until next time, happy coin hunting. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting content. Today, we've got something amazing for you coin enthusiasts, and it could turn your everyday quarter into a small fortune. That's right. Today, we're talking about the 1997 Mint Mark George Washington $2 coin, a rare find that sold for a mind-blowing $429,000. Could you have one of these coins hiding in your collection? Stick around to find out how you can sell old coins for big money, just like this one. Let's start by talking about the 1997 Mint Mark George Washington quarter. This coin, minted in 1997, is part of the 50-state quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint to honor each state in the Union. The George Washington quarter, in particular, celebrates the state of Delaware, the first state to join the United States. But here's the thing: while most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, a rare variety of this coin made history when it sold for $429,000. How did this happen? Well, it all comes down to a very specific flaw, a mistake that turned this ordinary quarter into an extraordinary treasure. So what makes this coin so valuable? It all boils down to a rare minting error that happened during production. Normally, the 1997 George Washington quarters are perfectly fine and can be found easily in circulation. But, in some cases, the 1997 Mint mark on the coin was misplaced, or in certain instances, it was doubled. This slight error led to the coin's extreme rarity, and ultimately, its high price tag when it hit the market. The specific quarter we're talking about, the one that sold for $429,000, is a double die error, meaning the coin has visible signs of extra doubling on the reverse side of the coin. This doubling made the coin stand out to collectors, and as a result, it became a rare and highly sought-after piece. In fact, many collectors were willing to pay big money for it. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I spot a rare coin like this in my own collection? Well, let's break it down for you step by step. 1. Look for the mint mark. First things first. Check the mint mark on your coin. On the 1997 quarter, you should see a D4 Denver mint mark on the obverse front of the coin, just under George Washington's neck. But remember, the error coin will have some strange doubling of this mint mark, or it might be misaligned. Point 2. Examine the doubling next. Pay attention to any doubling on the coin's design, particularly on the reverse side, which is where most of the doubled errors show up. Look for signs of additional images or markings that seem blurry or ghosted. If you see anything unusual, you might have a valuable coin in your hands. 3. Check the condition. Even though a coin's rarity is super important, the condition is just as crucial. Coins that are in mint state, MS, or have proof-like qualities are worth far more than those with scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear and tear. So, always keep your coins in good condition and handle them with care. 4. Consult a professional. If you think you've found something special, don't hesitate to get the opinion of a coin expert or take your coin to a professional grading service. They'll be able to assess its value and whether it has any hidden errors or flaws. Alright, so now that you've found a rare coin, How do you sell it for big money? Here's how you can turn your old quarters into a small fortune. Point 1. Research the market before you even think about selling. You'll need to research the current market value of your coin. Websites like PCGS, NGC, and Heritage Auctions are great places to get up-to-date pricing on rare coins. This will help you determine if your coin is truly valuable or just a regular 1.2. Get your coin graded if you think you've got something special. Getting your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can add value and make it easier to sell. A certified coin will always sell for more than an ungraded one because collectors trust the grading system. Point 3. Sell through reputable dealers. Once you know the value of your coin and have it graded, you can sell it through reputable coin dealers, online platforms like eBay, or at coin shows. Make sure to work with trusted dealers who can ensure you're getting a fair price for your rare coins. Point 4. Consider auctioning it for high-value coins. Auctions can be an amazing option. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions specialize in rare coins and have a wide-reaching audience of collectors willing to pay big bucks for the right pieces. So what do you think? Could that old quarter sitting in your pocket be worth thousands of dollars? The 1997 D-Mint Mark George Washington quarter is a perfect example of how even the most ordinary coins can become incredibly valuable when they have rare errors. Remember, if you're on the hunt for rare coins, it's all about knowing what to look for, understanding the market, and working with experts to get the best price. Who knows, you might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. Don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips and money-making advice. Until next time, keep hunting and happy collecting. We're diving into a coin that could literally change your life, the 2019 San Antonio Missions Quarter. Believe it or not, one of these little guys sold for an unbelievable $629,000. Yes, a simple quarter you might have in your pocket could be a gold mine. Make sure you watch this video till the end, because I'll also show you how you can sell your old coins for big money. Let's get into it. So what exactly is the 2019 San Antonio Missions Quarter? This coin is part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series, which ran from 2010 to 2021, honoring national parks and historic sites across the U.S. San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas was featured in 2019. Mission design with wheat arches, a bell tower, and a lion symbolizing Spanish colonial heritage. It's a beautiful design. But not every quarter is worth big bucks. What made that $629,000 quarter so special? It was a rare mint error and had a perfect grading from PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. Specifically, coins graded MS68, MS69, or even a Dream MS70 mint state can command huge prices. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone pay $600,000 plus for a quarter? Here's why. Rarity. Even though millions were minted, only a handful are in perfect condition. Errors. Some coins have mint errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchets. Demand. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for rare finds. Certification. A coin graded by PCGS or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, carries a lot more credibility. A coin that looks normal to you could actually have a double strike, microprint errors, or slight die cracks that skyrocket its value. Okay, so now you're itching to check your change jar, right? Here's what you should do. Step 1. Grab a magnifying glass. You need to see fine details. Step 2. Look for coins minted in 2019 to check the mint mark, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. Step 3. Inspect the reverse side carefully. Look for design abnormalities or doubled features, especially on the bell, wheat stalks, or lion. Step 4. Check the coin's luster. Uncirculated coins shine differently. If you think you have something special, do not clean the coin. It can destroy its value. Now, let's say you found a gem. How do you cash in? Here's the process. Send it to PCGS or NGC. It might cost around $30 to $100, but it's worth it if your coin is valuable. Check sites like eBay's sold listings, Heritage Auctions, or greatcollections.com to see what similar coins are going for. If you sell on eBay, make sure to photograph it well, front and back, and include grading details if you have them. Or better yet, Consign it with a reputable coin auction house where big collectors shop. Avoid local pawn shops unless absolutely necessary. They often lowball rare coins. Alright, coin hunters, that's it for today. Start digging through your coins. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome money tips, and ring that bell so you never miss an update. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a jaw-dropping story. A simple US quarter that you could have in your pocket. Just sold for a mind-blowing $419,000. Astonished face, that's right, the 2017 George Rogers Clark quarter could be worth a small fortune. And stay tuned, because at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can sell your old coins for top dollar, even if you're just starting out. Let's get into it. The George Rogers Clark quarter was released in late 2017 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. It honors George Rogers Clark, a Revolutionary War hero who captured Fort Sackville, helping the U.S. secure territory in the Midwest. But what makes this quarter so special? Errors and varieties. That's the secret sauce. Certain George Rogers Clark quarters have rare mint errors. One of these error quarters, graded in pristine condition, recently sold for $419,000 at auction. That's not a typo, $419,000 for a 25-cent coin. Professional Coin Grading Services, PCGS, graded that quarter at an almost perfect level. And because of its rare error and flawless condition, collectors went crazy. Now you're probably thinking, how do I know if I have a valuable quarter? Here's what you should look for in your George Rogers Clark quarters, and really any coins. Check for doubling, especially on the lettering like George Rogers Clark or E pluribus unum. Look for any major cracks, blobs, or chunks missing signs of die breaks. Inspect the edges. Any off-center strikes? Use a magnifying glass or a USB microscope. They're cheap and totally worth it. Alright, let's say you find a cool coin. How do you sell it for big money? Here's the roadmap. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will verify its authenticity and condition, which can multiply its value. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are great for big-ticket items. If it's less valuable but still collectible, eBay is an awesome starting point. Just make sure you list it correctly. Stay away from We Buy Gold shops. They often give you way less than market value. Always get multiple opinions if you're unsure. And don't forget, it's not just George Rogers Clark quarters. Tons of modern coins with errors are selling for hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Today, we're talking about the 2000 New Hampshire State quarter, and why one rare version sold for an unbelievable $430,000. Stick around, because I'll also show you how to sell your old coins for maximum profit. You definitely don't want to miss this. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint released the New Hampshire State quarter, featuring the iconic old man of the Mountain Rock Formation and the phrase "live free or die." Millions of these coins entered circulation, but a small number had errors, rare variations, or even misprints that made them worth serious money to collectors. One such rare quarter shocked the coin-collecting world when it sold for over $430,000 at a high-profile auction. Imagine finding one of these in your change jar or old piggy bank. Let's dive a little deeper. The 2000 New Hampshire quarter was the 9th coin released under the 50-state quarters program, one of the most successful campaigns the U.S. Mint ever ran. But like with any mass production, mistakes happen. Collectors prize these mistakes, and they're called things like, so how did one of these New Hampshire quarters reach that mind-blowing $430,000 price tag? Experts say it was a dramatic double die error, meaning the design was stamped twice, creating an incredible visual doubling. And because it was still in almost perfect condition, collectors went crazy for it. Top grade, rare error coins at major auctions are like the Picasso paintings of coin collectors. They're rare, historic, and people will pay big to own them. Want to know if you have a valuable New Hampshire quarter? Here's what to look for. Use a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering, especially "Live Free or Die" and "Old Man of the Mountain." Any doubling could mean a jackpot. Check for missing layers. A quarter with missing nickel cladding will look coppery on one side. Look for off-center strikes where the design is shifted dramatically to one side. Examine the coin's condition. Uncirculated or near-mint coins are worth much more. Okay, let's say you found something special. Now what? Here's how to sell it smart. Get it graded. Send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can massively increase the selling price. Auction houses. Big auction houses like Heritage Auctions specialize in rare coins. They attract wealthy collectors who can bid big. Online marketplaces. eBay is an option, but be careful. Always set a reserve price and deal only with verified buyers. Local dealers. Visit certified coin dealers who can appraise your coin. But remember, not every dealer will offer top dollar, so shop around. Coin shows. These are great places to meet buyers and get multiple appraisals on the spot. So, check your pockets, your coin jars, and even your couch cushions. You might have a $430,000 treasure sitting right under your nose. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, thumbs up, subscribe for more coin and treasure hunting tips bell, and drop a comment if you found any rare coins. And hey, you never know. The next millionaire story could be you.